I'm Shanthi, Cumaraswamy Streat, so I'll be expecting all of you to pronounce my surname, my maiden name, sort of fairly quickly after this. Great to be here. My first time trying to do this in 10 minutes. A little about me. I am a freelance independent teacher. I concentrate on business English, and I started blogging about 2 years ago, seriously. And I found that through that I've gained a lot of new clients and also a lot of new teachers through that. And from that, I wanted to try and share my experiences as a blogger and to show you how you can really reach out to your learners through blogging. So the first point really is why blog? So first of all, to blog or not to blog, that is the question. And some of you I know do blog, and some of you have classroom blogs for your classes, and so there's been a big talk about if why are you going to blog and whether it's worth it. And I think a lot of teachers now have started doing it, and they see the real benefit of it. But first of all, before you start, you want to ask yourself, basically, why do you want to blog? So is it, if you're an independent teacher, are you going to be blogging to market yourself? Is it for professional development reasons? Is it to create a personal learning network? Or do you simply want to share ideas with your colleagues? Or are you going to write for your learners? Secondly, is what do you want to blog about? Are you going to be sharing your teaching ideas, learning tips? It's really deciding. Some teachers I know purely use their blog to share ideas and I've had lots of ideas from other teachers. Some blog for their learners. And last, most importantly is who is your audience going to be? You need to really think, who are you going to go for? Are you going to be targeting learners or fellow teachers? In my case, I decided to start English with a Twist for learners. And the reason being because I was using my blog as a way to advertise myself. And the best way is to share content with your potential clients, as it were. So if we look at the first thing to do is, once you've decided who your audience is going to be, so if we take my situation, I decided I'm going to write for learners. And if you're going to write for learners, you really need to think of putting yourself in your learners' shoes. They are language learners. Right, so we don't want to get anything too complex. We need to keep our posts brief because if there are too many words, then learners are going to find that very off-putting. I don't know about you, but if I see a blog that's going to go on and on and on, I'm unlikely to read it even in my own language, let alone a learner reading it in a foreign language. Think visually. I don't know if any of you followed my posts. I always say to people, think visually. Even if you're writing emails, people want nice, good spacing. Use pictures, especially humorous ones, because that can relate to people. And also color code your language. Anyone who's listening to me blogging on webinars about blogs, I'll always say try and color code your blog and introduce variety. The most important thing. Please introduce a wide range of topics, not simply grammar. I've had, feedback from some of my students saying it's nice to have a different range of topics, not just word lists, grammar, all that sort of thing. Now moving on. Let me just see. Let's go on to the next slide before we go on. So again, as I say, so introduce variety into your. This slide is not too sure what came up here. Variety, plenty of variety, because at the end of the day, it is the spice of life. Write on a variety of topics: grammar, literature, skills, vocabulary, collocations, anything that grabs you, basically. I feel that, with variety, it makes your blog far more engaging, far more interesting, because every time someone receives it in their inbox, it's something different. And it also hopefully makes your readers look forward to receiving your posts, and and want to read about it and find something. And at the end of the day, what will come out is your comments from your readers. So talk about a variety of things. For example, sorry, my it's either my slides or the slides are taking too long to change. Let's see, what is it doing? The important thing is, for me, with blogging, and the reason I want to show my learners that language is everywhere. It's not just in a course book. It's not just in grammar books. It's just not in a word list. It's everywhere. And if you can show that through your blog, then it's brilliant. Show your learners where they can find that language. It can be through jokes, through stories, through music. So find anything and then just say, share it, and so that they can see that. Think of a topic and explore that language, so that, whether it's phrasal verbs, idiomatic expressions, collocations, and show how the language can flow by using a more conversational style with your learners. Because at the end of the day, that's how we communicate. We don't communicate in this very formal environment. So, the more conversational it is, the better it is, in my opinion. Well, it kind of works for me. Let's see, am I on slide 7 or is this a slide? For example, let's have a look. An appointment with hairdressers. I had a lot of clients. A couple of my readers had asked me, Shanthi, can you talk about giving us a vocabulary about hairdressing or whatever? So I decided to take that, and I went for my hairdressers, and I poor thing, in amongst, as I was having my hair done, I asked her lots of questions, and I wrote about a blog about an appointment with your hairdresser, and it was a huge success because everyone thought, this is great, because this was a way this is your daily situation where you might want to explain about what it's, how to talk about your hair, what style you want, and so that's a conversational style. Another thing is also, because that sort of thing makes your language resonate, it makes it real for your readers, because it's sharing your personal experiences. I happen to go to the shops, or I've gone shopping with my husband and that was a nightmare. So it engages your readers, because also it allows them to see you as a real person, not just a teacher. And it will also resonate with readers, because everyone shares similar experiences. Write also about real issues. Tax returns, city breaks. I know tax returns is not being so great, but real issues are things that are not covered in course books. So then people will see it, it's more relevant to them, and it also gives them the real language that's out there. I also use social media as a big trigger. For example, if we take, I saw this infographic that was shared on one of the Facebook groups, or something that I shared, was an infographic about you sound like you're from London, and it was all the words that we have in British English. And so I used that and then put together a blog around it. And so, I'm always trying to get ideas from different places, and that allowed from there you can build and people sort of see. And then, of course, specifying that maybe in British English it's very British, you're not necessarily going to hear it in standard English. So, trying to do that. So it's very much always trying to, resonate and share with your clients. Okay, I'm running out of time. I am at the end, that smiley face. So I hope I didn't go too fast, but thank you very much for listening. I hope you join me and see, look out for me on English with a Twist. You can find me on Facebook. You can contact me on my email address. But thank you very much, and it was really great to be part of this, and I'm looking forward to listening to everybody else.